These five football legends went rogue after their career and became criminals. Some of the biggest players in football's history has spent time behind bars both during and after their careers. Two players on this list have even committed some of the worst crimes imaginable, such as murder and kidnapping. Robson de Souza, or more well known as Robinho, was one of the best players in the world at his peak and was often called the next Pelé. He played for some of the biggest clubs in the world, such as Real Madrid, AC Milan, and Manchester City. Robinho was found guilty of rape in 2017 and was to serve a 9-year prison sentence. The incident happened in Italy, and it's the Italian court that has prosecuted him. Robinho still hasn't began serving his sentence since he lives in Brazil, and the country refuses to put him behind bars. Robinho will most likely be able to avoid his prison sentence as long as he stays in Brazil. He will be arrested immediately if he leaves the country, so he will probably stay in Brazil for a very long time. Robinho's teammate Ronaldinho would also find himself with a prison sentence after his career, but he actually served it. The former Barcelona star would end up spending 5 months in a Paraguayan prison in 2020. Ronaldinho even had to celebrate his 40th birthday in prison, but the guards made sure to make it special for him. They threw a big barbecue party with loads of different meats, and Ronaldinho even got a huge cake that the guards baked for him themselves. The reason for his prison sentence was that he and his brother was found with fake passports and was in the country illegally. Yet another legend of the game that served a prison sentence is George Best. Best had a severe drinking problem, and he would multiple times during his short life end up in trouble and commit petty crimes. He once robbed a woman of her handbag just so he could buy more alcohol, but this was not what got him his prison sentence. Best was caught drunk driving 1 year after he retired from football and would end up assaulting a police officer in the same incident. He received a 3-month-long sentence because of his actions, and the former Manchester United star ended up spending Christmas in prison. Now, before I reveal the craziest story out of all of these, I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel and leave a like on this video. This next story is truly horrifying, as one of the worst crimes imaginable was committed by a former professional football player. The Brazilian goalkeeper Bruno Fernandes de Souza, who used to play for Flamengo in the Brazilian top division, received a 22-year-long prison sentence back in 2010. Fernandes murdered his then-girlfriend and kidnapped her child. The Brazilian would dismember the body after the crime and feed the body parts to dogs. The final player on this list also killed another human being, but he didn't end up in prison and is playing professional football to this day. The now FC Barcelona defender Marcos Alonso killed a 19-year-old girl when he was just 20 years old. Alonso was driving drunk and had 3 passengers in his car, one being the 19-year-old girl that would end up dead. He began going over the speed limit and accidentally lost control over the car. The car went straight into a stone wall, and the young girl was severely injured. The girl died just half an hour after the crash, and Alonso only received a €50,000 fine for the incident. If you want to learn about how Didier Drogba instead turned his life around from being a criminal to becoming a professional footballer, then please watch this video next.